Our next guest has taken it upon himself to create a show aimed at teaching children about Christian values. Let's watch.
And let me tell you what God said in the Bible. He made them male and female. What do you think that means?
That God made boys and girls?
That's it.
God made each one of us different for a reason. And it's our differences that make us special. Because God doesn't make mistakes.
For more on his show, Adventures with Iggy and Mr. Kurt, let's welcome in actor and author of Born to be Brave, Kirk Cameron. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for being here.
I love that clip.
That is
I love
great.
that.
I do too. You know, it has such serious Mr. Rogers vibes to it that parents are going to be so excited to have something finally that they can sit their kids in front of that they trust, reinforcing the values they're trying to teach them at home.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you had success with this show so far? And what kind of feedback are you getting?
Well, we just premiered Adventures with Iggy and Mr. Kirk in Nashville, and we had hundreds and hundreds of children and their parents come for the premiere to see the first 2 episodes. And this is all about discernment and identity and forgiveness. The show's going to be starting in the spring, and we're getting phenomenal response from people who have seen it. And we hope to find a home and get it into every living room in America.
Oh, that's so wonderful.
I read on your website you talked about, as a parent, how you're afraid of where the state of our children is going with what they're learning in schools, what they're watching on TV. This really gives parents an opportunity to actually have their children watch something that they can breathe a sigh of relief.
Yeah.
Yes, I think we have to start with the idea that wait a minute, God gave children to moms and dads, not to public schools or institutions. How did we get to a place where we put screens in front of them and just trust whoever's feeding them whatever they're going to? So if we don't want gay dinosaurs and trans ducks teaching our children sexuality and morality, we need to take back the parenting role and educate our children with stuff that will lead to their blessing and their health and their protection. That's what I'm hoping this new TV show will do.
That's so important. What do you think of Linda McMahon being tabbed for Secretary of Education? I know that she wants to go in schools and do a lot of good things now.
Well, I think that the Department of Education is an interesting concept in and of itself. Early in America, this was all led by the families and with help of the church. And so I think we need to view education differently, and I'm hoping that she's going to help get us back to that original view of education being rooted in the home.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we let you go, I want to ask you, because I know you had a great conversation with Pete Hegseth before he was picked to be the next Secretary of Defense. Wow. A lot to unpack in that conversation. What did you take away from that?
Well, Pete is a patriot through and through. And I've actually spoken to other people within our armed forces who are training soldiers in the medical field and others, and he has told me, I can't even explain to you the support and the enthusiasm from the troops on the ground in Houston that Pete is going to be Secretary of Defense. That they're so excited for an outsider, not a politician, bureaucrat, but somebody who's really got the backs of the soldiers and the people in mind to come in and head this up. They're so excited.
This is just a couple of seconds, but we've spoken before about where our world is going. How optimistic are you now that we have a new administration and things are changing in our country?
I think the next 4 years could be our very finest years in this country. Can you feel it? There is a new day in America. I mean, if the election had gone the other way, I would be seeing conservatives everywhere with sort of ears down, tail tucked between the legs, and now it's shoulders back, head up. People are moving forward, saying there is a fresh wind of optimism and courage in the air. And it's good to know that there is not an elite group of people who control the narrative. The narrative just shifts because the people have spoken.
Awesome. Kirk Cameron, great to see you. Great to
have
you
you
on.
Thank
you so much. Thanks so much.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.